Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of South Bay Sports Radio. On this episode, I'm talking with Palos Verdes head volleyball coach, Lacey Minzlaff. Originally from Spokane, Washington, Lacey won a pair of state titles in high school before starting her coaching career just after college. She discusses why she moved to Southern California, her start at Palos Verdes, and how special these last few years have been, including winning a California state title. She also talks about how different the volleyball landscape is here in California and the competition level in the Bay League. Let's tune in and hear more about Lacey's story and volleyball. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Lacey, thank you for joining me. Let's begin with your start in volleyball.
I'm from Spokane, Washington. So I went to high school, school called Meade High School. We won a couple state championships my junior and senior year, and my coach has actually got, I think she won 8 or 9, and she's in the Washington Hall of Fame. So she was amazing.
You go and attend Meade High School in Spokane, and you win those 2 state titles during your time there. What would best describe your prep career as a student athlete?
My coach had this, we had a saying that it was kind of like our cheers of HDP. And that was kind of like when we would go into a huddle, that's what we would say. And it was heart, guts, passion. And that's kind of what drove all of us.
After high school, you go to attend North Idaho College in Coeur d'Alene. What drew you to Idaho?
Spokane is right on the border of Idaho and South Wisconsin. We had, Coeur d'Alene's beautiful. And I knew the coach from club a little bit and liked the program and knew that it would be a good spot.
After North Idaho, you begin coaching at the club level in 2008 before getting an opportunity to coach back at Meade in 2009. How would you describe your first few years as a coach?
I mean, the first year of club was for a small club in Idaho, and because I was young, I was given threes team, so like third level. And my third 16s team ended up being better than the ones team. So like that was a fun progression that year. And then in 2009, when I got to go back and my coach became an assistant at Meade, they won a state championship title year as well. So that was really cool to be a part of on the bench. I didn't do it. I'm taking zero credit for that, but being a part of it as a player and then on the bench as well as a coach was something that was really cool.
You begin on staff at Palos Verdes High in 2016. What brought you to Southern California, and how would you describe the volleyball scene in Washington compared to here in Southern California?
It's not comparable. My husband works in the movie industry, and so he was flying back and forth, and it just got too hard with our 2 little kids, so we decided to make the move down here permanent. And then when my daughter was about 2, I reached out to a couple local clubs. Just like, hey, there's some history, I'd like to get involved. And I started working for a local club, and then I saw that PV opened almost immediately. And I interviewed and
I asked you to describe a few memorable games in both your playing career and your coaching career. Let's start with your playing career and those state titles while in high school. What still stands out to you about those championships?
My senior year was really special. We had went undefeated my junior year, and then we ended up having a league loss to a team we shouldn't want to, but it was heartbreaking. And we had to really fight back to get into the finals. And there was a game for the regional finals that against a great team, and my coach watched the film, and the entire first game, we only tipped the ball. Like that was her coaching plan. Careless and pick up the tip, and we went 25 points without hitting the ball. And we won the first game. And then by game 2 and 3, the girls started, ripping balls. And it was great. It was really cool coaching. It taught me a lot of how to see the game and what you can do. So that was a great game as a player. And then the finals, obviously, is very bittersweet as a senior because, those are your best friends and it's done after that. So, and then as a coach, I mean, I've been very lucky the last couple of years to have some really, really great games and some really great players. So, one of my favorite games was beating Costa back in 19, 18. Can't remember what year it was, but that was the first time in school history that we had done that. And then, we reverse sweep Redondo last year to get in section play, Palos. And then we reverse swept Oaks Christian, which was another great one. And this year, CIF finals for the first time in school history, and then winning a state championship for the first time in school history. We've been very lucky the last couple of years. So we've got some great ones.
The Bay League has some of the toughest volleyball teams in this area, including perennial foes Miracosta and Redondo. How would you describe the matches against those teams?
You can't write anything better than those types of rivalries. Like Tommy Fans and Cambrian built really amazing programs. And, all of these girls play club together. And so the rivalry is set at so many different levels because they all know each other. They all play together in the off season. And, it just creates a different dynamic. You go into those games a little bit differently than you do other games.
You've helped lead the program to 3 consecutive state title games, including winning the 2024 state title. What's that journey been like?
It's been bittersweet because everyone will tell you very Ricky Bobby here is, if you're at first or last. And getting second 2 years in a row was, it's tough for me. I did not enjoy it, would not recommend. It was tough. I actually got to Chapin's the first year or the second year. And he helped me. He said, he's been in quite a few championship matches. He has more seconds than he does first. So that makes you feel a little bit better, but I do enjoy second place.
Let's go back to this year's state title game against Foothill. You guys sweep your way into the finals of that state tournament. And I had seen you prior to, and you guys had swept your way into the Santa Margarita game to clinch the spot in the CIF Southern Section Finals. But how would you describe the work the girls put in leading up to that match against Foothill? And then how it felt to be on top of the mountain when everything was said and done?
After we lost last year in the year, I said we'll be back to do it again. And I knew that we were going to do that. I felt it. I knew what my group of seniors had in their hearts, in their passion. And so it was just kind of a really cool road of seeing the senior leadership kind of take control. They did all the heavy lifting. They did a lot. I probably watched 40 hours of film a week to try and help us, but they do so much for the children. I was really lucky the last 3 years to have a great group of girls in the program.
Having been with this program for as long as you have, you said the girls are like family to you. How gratifying is it to see them put in the hard work in practice and watch it pay off, not just in regular season games, but in the postseason as well?
I mean, it's everything to me. I mean, and they are I just had lunch last week with a player who graduated a few years ago, and it's very much a family to me. All the work that my players did for the past 3 years, this year, so it's a good feeling.
That is going to wrap up the hard-hitting questions. We're going to transfer into rapid fire. 5 questions, anything goes, and we will begin. Miss Football Fan, your all-time favorite NFL players?
Marshawn Lynch, Travis Kelsey, uh, Joe Montana. I love Russell Wilson. I'm a sucker for a good quarterback. I love quarterbacks. So I was a center, so I always really did the quarterback. So any of the good quarterbacks, I love a lot.
One NFL franchise has to go.
Let's say Raiders. Although Pete Carroll just got that head coaching job, and I love Pete Carroll, so now I feel bad for saying.
I was curious as to which way that answer was going to go after knowing what happened. Chris Farley or Robin Williams movies?
I love both, but I probably quote Chris more than I do Robin.
Your all-time favorite concert that you've attended?
But that is easy. I took my daughter to the Eras tour here in LA, and getting to listen to music that I grew up with and watch her sing all the songs that I sang in high school was a really cool, magical moment for us.
Your favorite South Bay eatery and your go-to dish there?
Two, uh, Me Burrito is our favorite spot to go to down in the Village. And I get the shitty fish. This really is orange sauce that you have to ask for. Super hot, but it's fantastic. And then I love Proudly Serving special. They're fantastic.
Are you excited for Proudly Serving to open up in the Village too?
Yes, we're all of this. Our neighbors are chopping at the bit for it to open.
Awesome. Lacey, you've been amazing. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and I wish you the best this year.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, South Bay Sports Guy signing off. Have a great day.